without changing the term, then we can ultimately wreak havoc. Understand?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, not really.
Give me an example, Dodge.
Okay, let me think. Oh, here's one. Have a seat. Now, pull up the word family in Microsoft Word. Now, pull up the definition and read me the second definition it gives.
Okay, if it'll float your boat. Family. Second definition says a group of people who are closely related by birth, marriage, or adoption.
Now, the primary definition.
Definition 1, family. A group of people living together or functioning as a single household, usually consisting of parents and their children.
Now, that's beautiful.
What is?
The twist. Don't you see it? For centuries, the second definition was the primary one. Talks about being related, about birth, marriage, adoption, commitment. Now, the primary definition is a group of people who are living
together and functioning as a single household, usually consisting of their parents and their children.
You see? Meaning families changed. I give it 30 more years, the usually consisting of parents and their children will be gone.
So you guys are computer programmers? Great. Life on the Geek Squad.
Why don't they let me carry a gun?
Settle down, Snow. He's not bright,
In the room.
but he'll get it.
What makes you so sure?
Well, he took 2 colossal flops and turned them into projects that, what did he say? Made the right people happy and produced some pretty big numbers. He knows the art of the twist. Besides, a name like Bender's got to count for something.
In the late 1800s, doctors and scientists believed in something called spontaneous generation. Spontaneous generation, the idea behind spontaneous generation was that living organisms could suddenly pop up anywhere from non-living organisms. And this pretty much explained in the late 1800s disease. That from out of nowhere, a disease could just occur, and doctors didn't assume it was related to anything. It was just suddenly a disease could pop up on a skin or pop up in a person's body. In many cases, diseases that would sweep through families and communities and parts of cities and kill thousands and thousands of people. But the assumption was that these diseases just popped up, and it was random, it was providential. In some cases, it was God's will. And there was no investigation to determine how these diseases were related or how diseases were transmitted, because it was assumed, because of spontaneous generation, that a non-living organism could just suddenly produce some sort of living organism that would turn into a disease. Then Louis Pasteur came along and he said, no, that's not the case at all. That there are invisible organisms that you cannot see that actually carry these diseases, and they can be carried by the wind. They can be passed on by touching someone's skin. They can live in food. They can live on different surfaces. And that these diseases are not just cropping up randomly from non-living organisms, but there are invisible organisms. There's an invisible world that's impacting the visible world, and this invisible world of germs, as they would eventually be called, it's these microorganisms, as we would later call them. These invisible microorganisms are everywhere, and you can't see them, and this unseen world is impacting the seen world and has the potential to destroy lives, families, communities, could create all kinds of pestilence that goes all over the world and kill hundreds and thousands of people, all because of something you just can't see. And so he put forth what became known as the germ theory of disease, the germ theory of disease, the idea that invisible microorganisms, he didn't call them that, invisible microorganisms could impact the seen world. Well, this caught on pretty quick among this little close-knit group of the medical community he wasn't part of, and they began washing their hands. They began separating people from each other. They began quarantining. They began watching to see if there was a transmission from one person to another of a common disease. But many people in the medical and scientific community and people outside the medical and scientific community thought it was crazy. You're telling us that there's like something you can't see that impacts what we can see? You're telling us that something that's basically invisible can float through the air and land on food and infect food? That something you can't see can float through the air and land on person's skin and impact? You're telling me there's something that I can't see that could be on my skin that gets transmitted to somebody else's skin? That there's an